guys, what are we gonna do today? Did you already catch that? Dear friend of mine sent this to me. Is this so thoughtful? I love this. What are we gonna do today? Why don't I just show you what we're gonna do today? We are gonna do paper cutting. I'm gonna have a template at the end of the video, and let's just get started. So I am using an 11 by 17 sheet of paper, and it's just regular copy paper. You could take any type of a thin craft paper or a roll of paper. What you want is a square. So this is actually just gonna be an 11-inch square. So I'm just folding it like that, and I'm gonna cut this edge off. So after you have your square, you're going to fold it like this anyway. You're gonna fold point to point, and you're going to have a triangle here. You're gonna find the center point. I'm just gonna mark it with a pencil, just my center point, so I can really tell where it is, just a light mark. If you have a protractor, that's the easiest. Now, if you don't have one, on this template, I have one drawn here for you. So what you would do is cut this out, put this line right at the center point. So you're gonna see where this goes. Then you're gonna make a little dot at the 60 and at the 120. So what you're wanting is a 60-degree angle where you're folding this in. So at this, where my center point is, I am going to fold this sheet right to this dot. And this is one part you really need to be pretty precise on. And then you're gonna fold this sheet at the point also to there. And I almost find it's easier just to grab this piece then and completely fold it. Now, we're going to fold it in half again. And I found if you fold it this way, you're gonna see what you need to cut off. But I also found if I'm folding it this way, I seem to get a nicer fold. So the first thing I'm gonna do is fold it one way so I have my straight edge to cut off. My edges and my corner line up a little better when I folded it back. Okay, so you can see these are fairly close. The folds are really pretty accurate here, and they're folded together at the same spot, and you don't have one really hanging out, not folded tight enough, because you want them to be as flush as you can get. Now, people do this in different ways when you're putting your image on to your paper. I just take this actual template instead of tracing. Make sure it's lined up on here really well. Now, the one edge you're gonna notice has the folded end. These have folded ends, but it's open here. The left-hand side is where the folded edge is gonna be. Now, I'm gonna staple these together to hold it in place. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna staple in the open area. This is the area I'll be cutting out, and I'm calling that the open area. It's kind of holding it together so it's not going to move around a lot. I am going to start by doing these pieces right here at the top, because this isn't going to affect moving it a whole lot. So you're going to want short, very sharp scissors. And you want to be cautious because even one tiny extra little snip, it'll just snip apart. So a little bit of just playing and practicing and getting the feel for it. Okay, so for this inside section, unless you have a hole punch handy, you can just make a hole punch and it makes it, if it'll go through all the sheets. Or you get an awl or something sharp to start to make some sort of a hole in here so you can get your scissors started. And I usually just make a cut. Open it up so it kind of takes some pressure off of it here. And for these tiny leaves, you know, I could do this line, but I want to keep the staple in for a while. So what I'm going to do is just make an opening down here. And now I can start cutting all of these pieces right here. So I'm even going to do this little teeny bit in here, and you want to do real tiny, and I'm just doing like a little triangle, an edge and an edge, and it's going to make those little cute notches. But once again, be very careful. Snip very little and stop. And you don't want to really pull your paper out because you'll easily rip it, but just careful, careful, careful. Okay, let's clean up this inside edge. We got it all. So you can see where I didn't cut through this, so you have a fold line. We still have our little fold line, and then there's a spot right here with the fold line. So now we are going to open this, and you want to do that carefully. First, just fold it open once and kind of just press it back with your fingers. And just like we had folded the paper, one side will come open, and then this side will flip open this way. And that's how we had folded our paper in. And then we're going to bring it back and out. Now, if I wanted to dye this or antique it, I would probably spray it. And then I am going to take my iron, and I'll show you how I just press it down. I'm just going to put some parchment paper over the top, and you could probably put anything over it. I just don't want my iron to snag one of the little edges. So here's one that I had just used some coffee and dyed it. I took a piece of my handmade papers, just a circle, and glued it to the back. But you could do so many different things with this. This one, I actually took the pieces apart at the bottom and put it onto some really pretty blue handmade paper and just glued it down and dyed it. And I thought that would be fun. You could even add it to a card or just hang there. Well, I hope you guys try this project out. It really is kind of fun. So you can see you can put these on little bags, put a little popsicle stick behind it, put it in a plant or in a bowl of M&Ms at Valentine's Day. You can see this is just white, but this one we had dyed. So there's so many different options, and after you get playing with it, you can even come up with your own designs. I'd love to see what you come up with, and have fun.